Hi everyone, my name is Cassandra. I'm one of the project assistants here at the Welcome Home City program. And then we also have here with us from the Work Study Department, Financial Aid and Scholarships Department, Joseph. And then we also have here watching from the sidelines, and thank you for the support, Wendy Wang, as well as um my colleague David Howard, and he's one of the case managers here at the Welcome Home City program. And I did just want to remind you guys, if you do have any questions, please wait till the end. Once Joseph is done presenting and I'm done presenting, then we'll go ahead and answer your questions. But if you do want to write it down in case you don't forget, you can go ahead and put your question in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and answer it after the presentations. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Joseph.
Thank you, Cassandra. Once again, everyone, I am Joseph. I'm one of the technicians here at City's Financial Aid Office, and I'm also the Work Study Coordinator. And I'll be going over the Work Study Program, what it is, student eligibility, steps to apply, and some other information to keep in mind. So without further ado, let me begin. So to begin, what is the Work Study Program? It is a supplementary federal aid that helps provide students with part-time jobs. And it's for students who demonstrate financial aid need, and students should have a FAFSA on file. These funds are assigned based on the available budget. Thankfully, City College has a large amount in that budget to accommodate students who are interested in this program. So for student eligibility, students must have, once again, a FAFSA on file. They must be enrolled in at least 6 units and be receiving financial aid here at City College. They must have an unmet need of at least $8,000 and be meeting satisfactory academic progress and be able to work 20 to 25 hours a week. So to begin with, enroll in at least 6 units. Students can be enrolled in 6 and above, but as soon as students stop being enrolled in 6 units, they risk being dropped from the program. So keep that in mind. Plan ahead. If you know that you're going to drop in that in the 6-unit range, please let us know. We can maybe work with you, plan for a different term to reinstate you for that program. For meeting satisfactory academic progress, that means the student does not have to appeal. If you see on your to-do list, or maybe you received an email that you need to appeal, you may have been disqualified from the satisfactory academic progress, then please see to it that you complete that. Right now, every Thursday, the Financial Aid Office is hosting an appeal workshop to help students with those. So if you do know that you need to appeal to be meeting satisfactory academic progress, look into that and we can help you fill that application out, get that processed. And once that is approved, if you're approved, then we can proceed with the work study program. Also, the work hours for 20 to 25 hours a week, that is the maximum a federal work study student can work. However, it can depend on the need of the department. Some departments, such as the athletics department, may have positions where the student worker will only be attending once a week, kind of like to help be scorekeepers. So keep that in mind when you are selecting maybe what department you're interested in and when you interview with the supervisors. Okay, so how to apply for the work study job. First, again, can't stress this enough, you do need to have an active FAFSA on file here with us on City College. If you need assistance filling that out, feel free to come to our financial aid office. We have a computer lab here, and the staff are more than happy to help you fill one out if you have not done so already. Check to see if you have anything on your to-do list. We want to make sure that your financial aid file is up to date, it's completed, it's processed. If anything is missing, you can come to us for assistance or to submit those documents. Here's the next step. This will be how to apply for the Federal Worksite Program here in City. Here we have a QR code that should direct you to our interest form. You can scan this or you can go on our website on City College under financial aid. You should be able to find the work study tab over on the, I believe it's on the left side, and you can fill out the form there. There you'll fill out your information, what department you may be interested in, what's your major, and from there we'll use that information to screen for eligibility. The positions offered are on a first come first served basis. So if you are definitely interested, I encourage you to fill that form out as soon as possible. That way we can screen for eligibility, see what jobs are available to try and match it to what you want or what's aligned with your position. And then we can start contacting you. One more thing, you do need to have a resume on hand. Again, this is a job that you apply for. It's a step for students who may not have a work experience. They may start out new, but you do need to have an active resume. If you do not have a resume on hand, feel free to make use of the wonderful resources we have here in City College. We have a career services center, and they are more than happy to help students who walk in to build their resume. They'll assist you, they'll walk you through how to fill it out. Even if you don't have any work experience, they can help assist you in what to put. Okay. So once you have filled out that interest form and we see that you are eligible, then we'll contact you. You'll be meeting with us. We'll contact you and we'll have you begin your paperwork. We're going to determine where you may be interested in based on your needs. We're going to discuss with you what's available. And again, that's why we want you to have your resume on hand because we'll be using that to help with the screening process. And then what to expect after that, we'll then reach out to you to kind of schedule. For example, we've noticed a department that's interested and matches your alignment, does have a position available. We'll be reaching out to you. We'll be CCing that supervisor so you can meet with them. And then you can start the initial interview process. But we do recommend that once you start that paperwork process, some students take a long time and you risk losing that position to another in line. That's why we say it's a first come, first serve basis. Because if the department is only looking to hire 1 to 2 students, maybe you're in the process and you take a bit longer, the other students who got in that may have completed earlier, in which case we'll process them first. So keep that in mind when you start scheduling your interview and start your paperwork. So what happens once you begin the paperwork process? Once you have signed that paperwork, we're going to submit that to our business services department, and then they'll contact you via email regarding the paperwork that you'll need to complete. One of them is a live scan, a TB test. It's paperwork for the hiring procedure. All of this, including sending your paperwork back to business services, them sending it to HR to clear you, can take about 8 weeks. It can be longer. It depends on how proactive you are with completing that paperwork. So once you start receiving that email from business services, make sure that you complete that as soon as possible. If you have any trouble or any questions, feel free to reach out to either us or business services and we can assist you when we can, just so this can go smoothly. Because otherwise, again, the process can take 8 weeks or more. For once it reaches business services, it can take 1 to 2 weeks. Once they send it to HR, it can take a couple more. So keep that in mind. We want you to be timely and we want you to get started as soon as possible. So what to remember when you start working, remember to report to work promptly based on the schedule that you've agreed upon with your supervisor, dress appropriately for the department you'll be in, adhere to confidentiality of the job and department. So for example, if you're assisting with clerical duties, make sure to keep that in mind, what information you need to keep to yourself. And remember that students, even if you are work study students, you are still subject to the same disciplinary termination standards as any employee. So you do need to remember to treat this as a regular job and take it seriously. And as long as you adhere to all of these, communicate with your supervisor, and fulfill your duties, then there won't be any problem. Everything will go smoothly. Okay. Last but not least, so timesheets. Every week you'll be completing a timesheet online through your student portal, and then you'll be submitting that to your supervisor to sign, and they will submit it to myself or another member, Jasmine, of the Federal Work Study team. These are due every Monday before 5 p.m. And these must be, once again, signed by the supervisor and the student, so they can make sure that the information is accurate. So student workers, the Federal Work Study students, are paid on the 10th of each month, once a month. So keep that in mind. Some students may be confused. They may have had a part-time job before that paid every 2 weeks. For this case, it's only paid once a month on the 10th. But that concludes my portion. So let me stop sharing and pass it off to Cassandra.
Hey, thank you, Joseph. So let me go ahead and share my screen now. Give me one moment. Mhm. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, good. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Joseph, for sharing that information. That was very resourceful for our students, and hopefully they can take advantage of that. For this part of the presentation, I'm gonna be sharing more resources for our students that you guys can have in order to reach those goals in doing work study and having that on your resume, and it can help you on the long term with your career. So let's get started. Okay. So some resources that I did want to mention that we have to assist students here are professional attire resources. So we have 4 listed here for you, and one is here on campus. We have the Knights, Threads, and Things, which is located in the T building in T150. So it's gonna be on the first floor, and they have a lot of clothing there. And then the other one is gonna be Shara's Closet, and the other one is New Day Urban Ministries. And then we also have one with the Community Christian Service Agency as well, but this one's more up north. And then for your resume and cover letter assistance, like Joseph mentioned, we do have the Career Center here. They're really amazing. They can go ahead and help you with your resume and prepare you for interviews. And then we also have the San Diego Workforce Partnership. And we also have an upcoming workshop with them this month as well in September. I believe it's September 26th, but we'll go ahead and send out a Canvas announcement in regards to that workshop. And then we also have the English Center here as well, so they can help proofread your resume and cover letter. And then for transportation, because I know sometimes we need that transportation resource to get to interviews or to get the TB test or live scans, and some of us may not have a vehicle, or maybe MTS, like it takes a long time. I know sometimes you have to transit from trolley to bus, so we can offer some resources in that. And then also we have the Triple Cross. That's another outside resource, and for that one they can provide you a ride to go get your ID, because you do need an ID when you're looking for an appointment. And then I'll go more in detail of all these resources in the next slide. Okay. So right here, we have the professional attire resources. And like I mentioned before, the Nights, Threads, and Things, it offers students a variety of clothing from interview attire, as well as everyday clothing options as well. And they have a variety of sizes and styles available. It is based upon availability. So sometimes we run out of a certain size. However, we are accepting donations. And we want to make sure that you have all the resources possible so you can have a long-lasting impression while you attend your interview. And then also we have the Shara's Closet, and for this one, in order to get in contact with them, you would need to fill out the form first. And let me see if I can click on this. Okay, so here's their website, Shara's Closet. This is how it looks like. And you're gonna scroll down here. And then you're right here on the left, they have request emergency clothing. And then you can go ahead and request casual and professional. You can also do shoes and accessories and any hygiene products. And this is also based upon availability. And then I also wanted to mention, if you need diapers, that you can request diapers as well from here. And then back to this. Okay. And then besides Shara's Closet, we also have New Day Urban Ministries, and it's the same thing. You would also need to fill out a form with them as well. So let me click the link so I can go ahead and show you guys. Okay, so for them, their form looks a little bit different. So you're gonna go ahead and put your name here and your email, and then just enter your message. You can go ahead and state that you're interested in clothing, you're requesting professional attire clothing for an upcoming interview, and then they'll go ahead and reach back out to you. Okay. Let's go back here. And then for the last one right here, CCSA, also known as Community Christian Service Agency. For this one, you can go ahead and go in person. And I have their addresses here. These ones are a bit farther, they're more up north. But this is just another resource you can use as well. Okay. And then for our next slide, we have the resume and cover letter assistance resources. So like I mentioned before, we have the Career Center, and they can help you a lot in regards to your career development. They can help you with your resume and cover letter, going over it with you, and also offering different styles catered on your job experience if you have any, because everybody's situation is different. Maybe you don't have any, so maybe they can help you making that custom resume to have like what is that called, opportunities when you like volunteered at places. And then also they can help you prepare for interviews by asking some related questions that they might ask you in your upcoming interview. And then also they do individualized career coaching, and then they just help you network and build your skills throughout. And then we also have the San Diego Workforce Partnership. And for this one, they offer many resources. They also have other workshops that will be going on, and this is an outside resource. And then if you click here, I can show you their calendar. Okay. So right here, they have a bunch of programs that they do. And here's the age requirement for some of them. So this one, you're 16 years old and older, 14, 16 to 24. We have right here the 18 years old and older, construction career jumpstart. They have a lot of programs. So if you're interested, I would highly recommend looking into this one. And then, like I said and mentioned before, we will be having a upcoming workshop. It's on September 27th, and it will also be at 1 o'clock if you're interested in attending. And we'll also be having a Q&A after, in case you have any other additional questions you want to ask. And then in regards to your resume and cover letter assistance, we also have the English Center here, and then here are their hours. And they're also available online. So if you can't make it on campus, that's okay. You can go ahead and go on a Zoom link and like do it remotely, so you don't have to come on campus. And then also, you can also, it will also be one-on-one, so there will be no distractions, and you can ask all the questions you want, and they can just help you proofread your resume and cover letter to make sure it looks good for the employer. Okay, and for the next slide, transportation. So for this one, I know this could be a big one. Sometimes we need a ride to get to the place. It might be up north somewhere or maybe down south. So for the Basic Needs Center, they're able to provide students with the MTS semester pass or a student parking permit, but that is based upon eligibility criteria. So you will need to be enrolled in 7 units or more, and your campus record will have to be City College in order to receive that. And then if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and contact us, and we can go more in detail about the requirements and to see if you qualify. And then also, we just want to make sure the Basic Needs Center that you have transportation. And we want to remove all those barriers to ensure that you have all the opportunities available to pursue and get that career opportunity with you without having to worry about transportation expenses, etc. And then also another one that we do, and this one will be through Welcome Home City. So right now, the project assistants, me and my other colleague, we're offering brief case management sessions, which is usually short term. It's usually 2 to 3 sessions. And while you're working with us, we can go ahead and provide students with a gas or Uber gift card. Once you're working with us in briefcase management, we would just need to ensure and verify that you're going to your appointment, just provide documentation, and then we can go ahead and provide that resource for you, just because we do want to make sure that you're set up for success here. And then also, like if you need the gift card to get to the interview or onboarding process, we can help you with that too. But you do need to be working with us in briefcase management. Okay, and this is also based upon eligibility criteria when you're working with us. And then if you're interested in this one as well, you can go ahead and reach out to us, and then we can go more in depth to see if you qualify. And then for this one, Triple Cross, they provide, this is an outside resource, they provide free fee waivers and application assistance when applying or wanting to get a new ID. And they also pay for your round trip transportation. So they don't just pay for it to get to the DMV, they pay for you to go there and then get back home. So I think that's really cool. And their pickup days, they offer various of times and locations. So I have it listed here from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. They're all different locations. And then I will make sure to go ahead and be posting all this information on our Welcome Home City YouTube page, so you can go ahead and look back at these slides and access this information. And then we'll also put a Canvas announcement with all this information and links to the places, so you guys can look into it as well.